which is equivalent to a Java code APM driver.get status. So just give me a sec, guys. I must go to. So just give me a sec, guys. I forgot to charge. Let me connect the charger now. Sure. Guys, can someone confirm if you're able to view my screen? I'm on APM server window. Yeah. So once your APM server is started, we were having up to here, right? So when we are asking from a browser, hey, can you go whether the APM server is started or now? Then I'm getting a request in this form, APM driver dot get status. So this is the procedure of same, guys. If you understood the architecture fine, you will understand this simple request response. From the browser, we are requesting, hey, can you, this is my APM address. Can you go and check the status of my APM, whether it is working fine or not? So this is the request you're giving. Once you file the request, your response will be in the form of JSON, returning what is the version. If it is not running, let's say you stop the APM server here. Okay, stop the APM server and close it. Now, if you are firing your request, you will not get any JSON response. You are getting a site not reachable response because your APM server is not running here. Let's launch APM again. Okay. So I have my APM launched here. Yeah. So let me start the APM server. Now, if you see here, there are no logs. It just said that the APM server is started and listening to this particular port. Now, if you go and request to check whether the APM is started or not, you are getting some code here and you are returning responding to client with driver.getStatus, and this is your JSON response. Clear? So like this, each and everything will be sent. Now, what is the next thing we need to complete in our architecture? We have in how to start APM download and install APM server also. So nothing to worry about APM server now. Nothing to worry about connected devices and Android SDK. What is the next thing we are going to see now? We have the language bindings pending. Okay, the client which is to be configured here. correct? So let's see what is this language bindings and how can we download that language bindings. So where can you download your Selenium jar files, guys? Just go to seleniumhq.org, download what library you want, select if it is Java, download Java, if it's Python, download Python, whatever the language, use download there. Similarly, in apm.io web portal, go to the downloads folder. Here you have client libraries. Okay, if you are working with Ruby, select Ruby. If you are working with Python, now we are working with Java. Click on Java here. Now you can see the versions here. I started with APM 1.0 version, which was in 2014. Okay, in APM 1.0, you didn't had any options. It was very simpler options like launching URL, pushing some text and clicking. Only minimal functionalities were there. Now, if you see the latest version, you have almost all the features implemented in this particular latest 6.0 version. So click on this Java client. So then you have sources, test.jar. So keep this jar file with you. So this is IO APM. Or if you're working with Maven, click on POM. So this is your dependency file. So copy all this dependency file and paste in our pom.xml file. So copy this XML and paste it there. Now we have downloaded our client library, which is nothing but language bindings. So this is also downloaded. APM server is started. We have all the components which are required for Android setup. Clear? So any queries, guys, here? So before we start writing a code, any queries here? Now we are pended in Java project and writing this code. So that we will see now. Before that, if you have any queries, either what are language bindings or what is APM server or what is SDK, please raise it now so that we will discuss and we'll go further. So are you clear with this? Any repetition is required? So yeah, so once you download the libraries, so I have downloaded the jar file here, Java client jar file. So I will tell you how to set up. It is similar setup how we followed for Selenium. Okay. So we downloaded the Selenium jar files, created Java project, then we imported this into build path, right? Similar setup we need to follow for APM as well. So that we will discuss after a 5 minutes break, guys. So before that, any queries in any other modules of setting up APM? Okay, let's have a quick break for 5 minutes. We will rejoin at 3:22, guys. Is that fine? So we'll rejoin at 3:22, guys. Okay, guys, let's resume the session. So now we have our client library downloaded, which is Java client.jar. So we have Java client 6 version here. So let's open Eclipse. Okay, create a new project here. So just give a sec. So let's name this project as APM sample demo. Let's create a new Java project. So what are the steps in Selenium, guys, to create a Java project? So what were the steps that we were following to create a Selenium Java project? So what were the steps that we were following to create a Selenium jar file, guys? Steps as in what are the procedure that we were following to create a simple Java project for Selenium and execute your simple Chrome launch or IE launch, launching a google.com in Chrome. So let's say if I'm giving a simple laptop or a plain laptop or computer to you, if I ask you to set up a Selenium in that, so guys, those who are replying in private, can you please select everyone and type so that the other participants also can see your answers? Yeah, you will download the Selenium bindings. First one is download Selenium bindings. So what is the next step? Create simple Java project. Correct. Then add libraries to build path or jar files to build path. Add Selenium libraries to build path. Clear? Now what was the next step? Create a class. Create class. So under class, you'll set path to driver. So before setting the path driver initialization, you need to set what driver you're using. Suppose if you're using Chrome driver, you need to set the path right for Chrome driver. Then driver initialization. and code for automation. Correct? So these are the steps we were following for your Selenium Java setup. So first you are downloading Selenium bindings, which are called Selenium jar files. Then you're creating a simple Java project in Eclipse. So once the Java project is created, then you are copy pasting the libraries into this Java project. So let's see. So this is the Java project. So you have copy pasted all your Selenium jar files here, correct, into the library folder. Added this to your build path. So here you have added already to build path. Now this is done. So you are creating simple Java class. So go to the demo program. So you have created simple Java class. So let me reduce some text size. Yeah. So this is a simple main method. You are setting up your path to your Chrome driver or Gecko driver or whatever it is. If it is IE driver, IE server, you would set the path. Then you will do driver initialization and your actual code starts. Correct? So any queries in this case? Are you clear with the Selenium setup? Now let's have a look and simple procedure steps to follow how to set up APM Java project. So let's not worry about the one-time setup. One-time setup is what are here one-time setup in the diagram? In this architecture diagram, which are all one-time setup? Your Android SDK, your apm.exe driver, correct? These are all one-time setups. You no need to set up for each and every program, install Android SDK, set up SDK path like this. Okay, once you set up this one, it will work for everything. Now what you need to copy the language bindings as the jar files. So for APM, download Java client libs and Selenium libraries also. As I told, APM is a wrapper on top of Selenium. You need to have Selenium libraries also to work with your APM. So the additional jar is Java client. Other than that, all the jar files are Selenium jar files as well. Then create a simple Java project. Add APM client libs and Selenium client libraries. Then create a class. Here, instead of setting up path to driver, we were something doing in Selenium Grid, right? So before you were doing driver initialization in Selenium Grid setup, what was the step that we were following, guys? So before driver initialization in Selenium Hub, what was the code that we were writing? We were writing something called desired capabilities. Do you remember what is desired capabilities? The Selenium Java project. You see here, here. Why it is used? It tells which browser you want to execute and what is the platform that we have set up your hub. Either it is a Windows platform, Linux, or Mac platform, or it tells which browser you need to fetch. Either it is a Chrome, IE, or Firefox. Clear? So create a class, set up mobile desired capabilities. Mobile desired capabilities here. Then driver initialization. So what driver you will declare here, guys? In Selenium Hub, what driver you were using? In Selenium Grid Setup, for execution of your code, what driver you were using? So WebDriver we were using for plain scripts which were run with Selenium, right? Only plain Selenium running on the same mission, we were using WebDriver. If you are running in a remote mission and a remote node, what driver were you using? So this tells that out of 40 people, no one has practiced Selenium Grid Setup, correct? It is remote WebDriver. If you see the test case here, your driver declaration, you can declare with remote WebDriver. Okay. It's WebDriver because we modified this one. Okay, let me open test automation, BDD. Okay, I think the project is missing here. Instead of WebDriver, we were using here remote WebDriver. So your driver initialization will be with remote WebDriver. Here, okay. So it is there because we have typecasted WebDriver with remote WebDriver. You're using in Selenium driver initialization with simple WebDriver here. Clear? Let's erase this one. Okay. So these are the steps for APM and Selenium setup. So any queries, forget about APM guys, don't worry about APM. So any queries in this Selenium setup? If you see here, go to this Selenium grid. So you have declared WebDriver here. Your initialization will be with remote WebDriver here. And you are passing your remote URL and what are the capabilities? What is this capabilities? It holds which browser and which windows your Selenium grid is executing. Clear? You are using WebDriver, you just declared WebDriver, but your actual implementation is with remote WebDriver. You are typecasting your driver with remote WebDriver since your node is running here on 800 port of this particular IP address. Clear? Similarly, in APM also, since you are starting a server here and your server is started on a particular address, IP address and a port number, you will specify this IP address and port number in your Java code. And the driver which is used is called remote web driver. Okay, so yeah, clear. So we are using remote web driver. So if you see here, there are 6 steps which are for Selenium and APM here. Out of that, only 2 steps are different, rest all the same. So this setup mobile desired capabilities and your initialization is remote web driver. So this you are already aware, but you have done with Selenium Grid, right? Instead of web driver is plain Selenium scripts which are running in same machine. If you are working with remote machine, we have worked with remote web driver. So only these 2 steps, the desired capabilities is getting changed. You know how to set up your remote web driver also. Okay. So for the simple web driver, because you already specify what is the driver path, you are setting the path to this particular driver, right? You're telling during your driver initialization, hey, I have set the path for this particular driver, Chrome driver. Can you go and execute my script with the driver initialization, whatever I'm doing, right? If you see the code here, simple Selenium code, it's a Chrome launcher. So you set your path here, webdriver.chrome.driver, and you have given the path where the Chrome driver is available here. So this is a Chrome driver. Now in your initialization, you're directly telling, so Chrome driver is the driver which I am using here for execution. So your script doesn't need to know because there is no other nodes or hubs connected here. So it's pretty clear that you need to execute a script on Chrome driver, it will start executing. Suppose if there are 10 remote missions which the same script is to be executed, then you need to mention desired capabilities, then which browser, what is the platform, like that. Clear? Now let's follow step-by-step procedure for APM to set up a project and execute your code for mobile web. So today we are working only with mobile web, guys. Tomorrow we will see how to set up the same procedure for mobile native also. So just pay attention, as if you are aware of Selenium, if you are independent to download Selenium, configure Selenium, write this code, it is a cakewalk for you to work with APM. Okay. So if you understood these 6 steps, the Selenium 6 steps here, it is the APM is nothing. It's just a 2 lines of code which is coming extra in your Selenium class. So let's see how to set up this APM code now in Eclipse. So let me minimize other projects. Create a new Java project. Let me name it as APM samples. So to save the jar files, let me add a simple folder called library file here. So as I told, we need Selenium jar files, right? Let me copy the Selenium jars from here. So these are the Selenium jar files. Copy these, paste the APM library folder. add to build path. Okay. So we have already downloaded and added Selenium libraries. So now we need to add this Java client library, right? So we have downloaded the Java client library here. Java client 6.0. Copy this jar file, paste in Eclipse, add this jar file also to build path. Okay. Now the Selenium jar files and the APM jar file is added to your build path. Now you are ready with your client library also. Okay. So now your client library is also set up. The only pending is your Java code, what you are writing here. So only this part is pending of total your architecture, correct? Create a simple Java class here. Give a package name. Let's say first mobile web project, first mobile web test. So your Java class is created here. So create a main method here. So clear? We have created a very simple Java class. So what is the step that you need to follow here? In Selenium, you were writing your system dot set properties, right? Okay, yeah. So after adding the build path, you are setting the path to driver. Means that is not required in APM because your APM will have your Chrome driver internally within itself. Okay. So even in this laptop, I am setting it for the first time, guys, so that if I have any common issues, I can show you here. So this will help you to set up in your missions easily. Now declare your WebDriver here. Just import this WebDriver from Selenium class. So you have a declared WebDriver. So what is this we need to do here? We need to create a class, setup mobile desired capabilities. So desired capabilities class you already know. So it is in Selenium remote package. Desired capabilities caps equal to new desired capabilities. Clear? So this desired capabilities is in Selenium remote package. Now, if you see here in Selenium, we are directly setting which browser here, directly here, which either to Chrome or IE or Firefox, correct? Now, if it is mobile, it's bit tricky and we need to add more values here. Like, if you see the architecture again here, what is this mobile connected here? Name of this mobile, okay? Mobile name, mobile serial number, and what is the mobile operating system type? Is it Android or iOS? Then what is the version platform of this particular mobile? Okay. Let's add the desired capabilities. So you can add like this. So use this instance caps dot set capability, and key, it is a key value pair. Key is nothing but, suppose we are setting up platform name, just type platform name and value is Android. So you are working with, I am connected Android device here, so I am giving it Android platform. Copy this capability. Now you need browser name, because you need to tell in which browser you are automating. It is Chrome browser. Then you need a version. So you can get a version of your mobile device from settings, guys. So just go to settings, about phone, or if you know what is the platform version, you can give the platform version also. So mine is Android 5.1.1 here. So which I have not upgraded from very long. So just specify 5.1.1 and finally the device name. Okay. So what is the value for device name? Just open command prompt, copy this device serial ID, type ADB devices. You'll get what is the device serial ID which is connected here. Copy the serial ID. Okay. And paste it here. So you got your device serial ID also. Set, your capabilities is set now. So if you see, what is the next step? Asking only two capabilities. One is on which uh, lab version, platform version, you are executing your scripts. Either it is an Android version or Mac version, or it is an Linux version. And the second capability is on which browser you are executing your script. Either it is Chrome, IE, or Firefox. Clear? Now, for mobile, it is, there are four capabilities: platform name, browser name, version name, and device name. So these are mandatory capabilities for your mobile web. So for your mobile web, sorry, yeah. So these are the four mandatory capabilities for your mobile web. When you are working with native, I will tell what are the capabilities. So from command prompt, when you type ADB devices, you're getting your device name. So copy the device serial ID and provide as a device name. Okay. Now, what about your version? From where can you get your version? So either you can check in your phone in about, or you have yeah, in settings, or you can check through ADB commands also. You have command like get prop, right? Get prop RO model, something like that. So just type ADB. Guys, can you hear me now? Can can someone confirm if you're able to hear me? Okay. So now you have connected your mobile device. So you got your serial number. So if you want to get other details, so you can just check some get prop. There is exact command to get your version ID also. So you can use that command, guys. You can just Google and check out, or you can refer to the documentation which I provided. So you'll get the from there, or you can directly go to settings and check it. And browser name will be always Chrome for, and the platform name is Android. Very simple characters which you are setting for desired capabilities. Are you clear with this? Desired capabilities, guys? So if you are clear, then we can write the other two steps and conclude today's mobile web. We'll see the script running in the mobile device, launching a Chrome browser, launching the URL in Chrome browser and working with that, guys. Okay. Now your desired capabilities is set. The next step in your APM setup process is, after setting up capabilities, this is done. So your driver initialization with remote web driver. Now we already have a driver instance here. So copy that. So driver equal to new remote web driver. So what are the parameters that we need to pass here? So we need to pass the URL where you are executing your script. Okay. So this URL is nothing but your APM server. Some malfunction, your exception. So let me copy this step and explain. So for this is the declaration here. Okay, so